So here we are, the Circuit de la Stars. My home away from home. There's no way I can lose this race. And there's a possibility I clinch the title today. So, what a fitting reunion it would be. Let's go. Welcome along then to not F1 qualifying. That was this morning. And by the way, Verstappen on pole if you've not seen. I just wonder if the two are gonna crash into each other at some point. I hope it doesn't happen, and if it does happen, I highly doubt it would be intentional from either party. Try and wreck one another. But we'll just have to wait and see for tomorrow's season finale of Formula One. Anyways, we're here at Le Mans with the penultimate race of the season, but I can clinch the title today. I can clinch the title. I think I need a bit of fortune, but the right people are here, I think. I hope. Yeah. Well, point is, I need to gain like 20 points, which would be like 10 per race, which would mean I have to win. Richie has to finish 4th or worse. If he just crashes, I mean, that would be great, because damage is on. Oh, here we go. And speaking of, I've not even done any of my field calculations yet. Wonderful. Oh, speaking of, I have not even shared my stream yet with anybody, so yeah, that's a problem. And just pull everything up that needs to be up. Also, I figured out crew chief. I figured I'd bring out crew chief for this one. Yeah. So he'll be here. He'll talk about stuff occasionally. Now, this is my race setup. I'm aware, but I've not done my calculation.
Car right, clear right.
Thank you, empty box. Appreciate the notification that I was pulling out of the pit lane and people were in their garages next to me. Thank you. But I not done any calculations yet, so I need to like figure out the numbers and then do them. So that's why I'm just gonna set up a banker on the right setup first. And then just for the qualifying setup for a push lap at the end. We should have enough time to get around, I hope.
Right side. Clear to the right.
God, I love having crew chief. I don't know why I raced the season without him. But yeah. Indeed, JR, indeed. I will give them hell. I think the gap in the championship is like 50 points or something. I don't know, because Andy never updates the standings, unless we actually tell him to. So, yeah, that's my rough estimate. Also, the tires do not come up to temperature around this place, which is annoying because no temperature means no pressure means less straight line speed means slow. If the tires just came up to temperature like they should, I could easily do a sub 30, but...
Okay, champ, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
No. Wide detention rouge. It is gonna give us a slowdown, but this is merely a bank lap, so it doesn't really matter. And it took care of itself regardless, so... Keep it on the track. Okay. It also likes to do that at times, I've noticed. not do that, please. Car. Okay. Well, that was scary. Yeah, I think I just took a bit too much curve at Indianapolis and got too close to it. And that was the result.
Sixth place. Sector 3 time is quick.
Interesting. So. There is a hangout, and he is not doing the commentary. Okay, so let's plug those numbers in.
Alright champ, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Thank you, crew chief. Couldn't tell already, yeah. Oh crap. Right. So yeah, we need to go.
Car right, clear right.
Yeah, I almost let that get away from me because I've not actually done like a fly lap yet.
We're seeing right front locking into Dunlop curve.
Really? Into Dunlop curve.
New fastest lap for Richie, 3:34.1 seconds.
We just need to go. And go fast, that is. Or else we're not gonna make it around. That would be bad, wouldn't it?
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
We're not leaving ourselves that much leeway.
Okay, champ, 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
We have
Testing audio check 1, 2, 3.
Loud and clear, Andy.
Lovely, thank you very much. Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We're here for the penultimate round of the LMP2 League here on Project Class 2 on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. The night when we could be seeing the title wrapped up with a round to spare. Obviously, Champ leads the title race by 57 points to his big and old rival Richie. So it could be the night when we see it put to bed once and for all, or is Richie gonna just spark up another twist in this tale? And obviously, if Richie does manage to win any either of the races, or if he manages to finish second to Champ in both races, if Champ were to win, he would also keep the title going for another round. But let's see what Champ can do here in his final run of the session. Does he go on pole position? He doesn't.
This lap won't count, you've cut the track.
So you're going to have to sit tight and wait for another 3.5 minutes for the conclusion of this session, as Champ has started another lap here. But Richie's currently sat on provisional pole, looking to try and keep this one going for at least one more round in this season. It's going to be a miracle for this season if he is going to take the title. I think Champ's pretty much got one hand on the trophy already, but never say never. You can never count out the impossible, but Richie up to you can count out the impossible actually. That's what literally the definition of impossible. But you can't rule out the unlikely until it is impossible. But Richie, James, or next more all in the pits. Nicky's still out there. He's just coming through the final part of the lap at the moment. Stage GT's in the pits. Certainly not going to make any improvements from there. We've got Champ coming through the middle part. He's just coming down the long straight, the Mulsanne straight. We've got Richie, no, sorry, not Richie, Ricky, sorry, I'm so sorry. Whenever these two are out on the track together, I constantly get confused between the two of them, because I'm so used to seeing the name Rick, and instantly my brain says Richie, and obviously that is no longer the case. I do apologise, Ricky. I just no. I mean, no, I have nothing more to say on the matter. Elo King, though, currently sat in 8th place in this session. We've got Alex Talent making his Motive debut tonight, and he's currently still not yet put a lap on the board, but keep an eye on him. Obviously, we're all watching him with keen eyes to see what he can do tonight. Smokey Devil and CMC both jumping in the session, but have not put a lap in, so these guys going to have to do it the hard way from the back of the grid tonight. But Champ's currently his final one of the session here. As we said before, this man is the runaway championship leader and could wrap up the title with a 1 week to spare still left in the season. But Richie's definitely going to be keen to make sure that does not happen, as Champ's got about half the laps still to go, such as the length of the lap here at Le Mans. Went a little bit wide there. I don't know if he might have got a slowdown for that. Possibly that could have been a slowdown. He might have to back out just a little bit. He's going to have to be quite strategic about how he does this, because he won't want to let off too much in order to avoid getting a lap invalidated.
Back end got a bit squirrely over the
curves
there.
In the first part
Not
of
the
that would
Zalio,
basically be
but
complete enough to waste the time.
bar isn't too high,
He needs to keep this cool and needs to keep on it for the rest of this lap. Flat out to this right-hander, which leads straight into the left, and we see him getting absolutely nailed there. Maybe lost a couple of tenths just on the entry to the second part, the left-hander. But yeah, that was pretty tiny there from me. Most drivers couldn't go anywhere near as quick as he went through there. Through this right-hander, now he's got solid pace here as Champ around Le Mans. We've seen before, he's got multiple wins at this track. I can't actually name how many wins he's had around this track. It's quite a few. Every single time we race here, Champ is always a big contender on the full Le Mans circuit. I remember he had 2 wins around this track at another league called Rubbings Racing. He won the LMP1 finale, which he then won the championship at, but he also won a community race. It was a Le Mans GTE multi-class race. I remember that was a 90-minute race. He absolutely ran off with that one. Nobody could touch him. So Champ does love this circuit. Let's see if he's on a good one here. He's currently, as we said earlier, got 15 seconds to find down to the fact the end of the lap in. Needs to be careful here. Doesn't want to throw it all away in the last part. Out of the last corner, he comes up towards the line. What can Champ?
That was bad. That was bad.
Crosses over the line now, and he goes on pole position. So he gets pole by 1.8 seconds in the end. Champ, your man on pole for the sprint race here at Le Mans tonight. Richie in second place. We'll join him on the front row. JM Bill and X Mart in third and fourth places, with Nicky fifth, followed by Stage GT in sixth place. Ricky seventh, Lilo King in eighth, Alex Tanner in ninth. Smokey Devil will line up in P10 and 11th place will be CMC F1.
4 laps. Okay, champ. Let's get this right. No fuck-ups.
Obviously, guys, to the drivers who are watching this back afterwards and to those who are listening right now, big thank you for watching here at Motive. If you do enjoy the stream, please do drop a like on the video. It helps us out an enormous amount. It helps to just tweak that algorithm a little bit, get it favourable towards Motive racing. And obviously, if you haven't already, for whatever reason, please hit that subscribe button, as that also increases our counts, so to speak. Albeit,
when I said the expectations were low, that the bar was low, I meant it, because
currently got 11 cars out on the track right now for this sprint race of the evening.
I could have drove like 90%, still got pole there, I'm pretty sure.
We had one race, and then from then on we had 2 races, so this would be race 18 of a 21 race season here. So we're into very much the business end of this season. Champ and Richie lining up on the front row, the 2 championship contenders, currently showing everybody how it's done. We've just lost a driver. Somebody has accidentally pinged themselves out of the lobby. Who is it? We're just looking down the order trying to diagnose who it was that we have lost. So what? I can't work it out. Who have we lost? Every time I look at the screen, I'm seeing the person who I think we've lost is still there. Ricky, we lost Ricky. Ricky, oh, what a shame he accidentally exited the lobby there. So we're readying up here for the sprint race. Engine res rise.
Green, let's go, let's go.
Out and away we go, and it's a great start there from Richie. That's exactly the start of the evening to this race. If he's to keep this championship going for another week. Champ's got heavy pressure from X-Mart looking towards the outside, coming up towards turn 1. We've also got JM Grill in there, Stage GT. Nicky's just out a bit at the start, down to P6. But Richie leads us into turn 1. Champ there having a look, goes a little bit late on the brakes and overshoots the corner a little bit. Holds on from X-Mart though. In that battle for second place, JM Grill, Stage GT. There's
obviously
Nicky,
the brakes
King,
are
Alex
cold,
with
the tires
CFC and Smoky Devil at the back in P10. But all very clean to the first few corners. Looks like a very tidy first lap from these boys here at the start of this race. And Richie has got that lead over Champ. Champ currently passing the back of him though. As we see, we've got somebody got a little bit wide there. That was couldn't see who that was, but X-Mart there running in third place with JM Bull, Stage GT. Nicky looking pretty handy on the back of these guys as well. We can see him really pressuring the back of Stage GT, and Nicky's around the outside of stage, coming down the Mulsanne straight down towards the first chicane. Is he going to have this done, or is
be in the toe? We're going to get him 200 miles an hour. We still can't catch him.
Let's have a look as they come down towards the corner now. It looks as though we're still try and come back in him here. He's on the inside. Can he go late on the brakes? No, tucked in behind, and X-Mart's got that. Nicky's got that done, and even up into fifth place. Richie though has got Champ already bearing down on him. These two have left the rest of them for dead at the start of this race. 0.2 of a second between them at the moment. As you see Lilo King's dropped down to the back of the pack behind Alex Talent. Don't know what happened there to Lilo King. And these two big guns here in the LMP2 league here at Motive, currently battling it out bumper to bumper here. If they can't towards the second chicane, Champ having a little look to the inside, can't get it done. Tucks in behind him for the time being. But Richie definitely would be pretty happy with the way he started this race, and knows that this is really his chance to keep this championship going for a little bit longer. Maybe if he gets a miracle, he might be able to win this championship, but I'm sure that Champ's going to not let that happen. But JM Brew in the background there has got X-Mark pretty close behind him as well. X-Mark's in the sandwich between JM Brew and Nicky. Nicky's close really quickly up onto the back of these two as well. So Nicky's definitely not out of the battle for a podium spot. He's very much in that battle with Stage GT and CMC not too far off of these guys. CMC's battling out with Smokey Devil at the moment in 7th and 8th places. You've got Lilo King there running in 9th place and Alex Talent at the back in P10 in this race. But Champ is now all over the back of Richie here. Look at this, right in that slipstream. He's going to try and pull out to the left-hand side here. He's going to have a little look to the inside. No, Richie's going to cover every eventuality off. And there's nowhere for Champ to wriggle around him at the moment. As we're coming in towards the braking zone, Champ having a little look to the inside there. You can't really make the move there.
Left side.
You've got to change the direction as you're in the
Clear
braking
left.
zone there. So it's not an easy corner to drive, let alone make an overtake in. And Champ in the end tucks in behind him for the time being. 0.3 of a second separating these two top guns here in this LMP2s. We've got JM
And now the
separated by not much. Nicky's got ahead of Stage GT, obviously we saw that before. But X-Mart's lost a position and Nicky getting a beautiful exit there out of that corner, getting himself up into P3. JM Gore flashing the lights. I think he's pretty impressed with that move there. As we see now X-Mart falling back into the clutch of the Smoky Devil. X-Mart's had a mare there coming through the middle sector. As in the background of this, we've still got these two battling it out, and they've got CMC not too far behind there in 8th place. X-Mart does well in the storm ahead of Smoky Devil for the time being. Champ's still hassling the back of Richie. Still can't get the move done here on the race leader at the moment. Going down to
You know what? I'm just going to have to send it on time.
Richie leads ahead of Champ, having got the jump off of the line. Richie doing his absolute best here to keep this championship going for as long as he can. Nicky there running in 3rd place. He's got 0.6 of a second back to James Grill at the moment. You've got Stage GT there running in 5th place. He's got X-Mart now all over the
P2.
X-Mart trying to recover time after lost a bit of time there coming through the middle sector on this opening lap of the race. Trying to get the cut back here on Stage GT if he can. Can he get the run out of the final corner? Stage GT gets a nice exit. X-Mart's not really getting down there. He got a horrible run there as he got onto the power out of the last corner. Richie's still ahead of Champ. These two, nothing at all separating them, but Champ cannot seem to find a way through at the moment. Richie doing everything he can to try and take this
Car right.
LMP2 title. Who's
Hold your line. Left side. Clear left.
Oh my goodness me!
Okay, Champ, we've gone out of track limits. Keep it between the lines.
And Champ comes way off worse than Richie though.
You've got some serious suspension damage there.
There was big contact there between the two of them. It all started from an aggressive move from Champ as he went down the inside and then just tagged the curb a little bit, unsettled the car ever so slightly. They then made contact out of the next right-hander coming out of that left-hander where Champ made the aggressive move, and Richie now has got quite a decisive lead here in this race. Has Champ got damage? If he has, he could be
26 suspension and 6 on the back, yes.
The guy behind's reeling you in. The gap's now 1.3.
Champ saying he's got 26% suspension damage. Oh, and that's just proof in the pudding there. He's lost it there coming out of this first chicane.
Car right, clear to the right.
Jalen Gore moves himself up into 3rd. Stage GT and X-Mart will be waiting to knock Champ while he's down at this point in the race. But Richie leading by almost 6 seconds. And I wonder if there might, if there'd be any inquiries into that one. But to me, it looked like a bit of a 50-50 between the two of them upon first sight. But James Gore's got Champ now pulling back onto the rear of him once again. Champ definitely looks like he's not out of this race yet. He's still got good pace. We can see he's still putting the laps down. Now the question is, does Richie have damage? If Richie has damage as well, then that could potentially derail his chances of winning this race. I think that gap has come down a little bit to Nicky over the course of this up. I think he has got damage, you know. Richie is limping around. He looked like he's got a very sketchy run coming out of that right-hander at the end of the straight Mustang corner. That's cool.
Car left.
Richie there.
Clear left.
Just 6 seconds a moment to Nicky. Champ's got ahead of James Grill up into 3rd place. So now he can try and chase down Nicky up ahead of him. But the big question now is, does Richie have damage? If he does, then Champ might be able to come back at him over the course of the rest of this sprint race. But it's currently advantage Richie here in this championship battle. Obviously not on the grand scheme of things, you know, in terms of the actual championship.
Don't let this guy intimidate you.
57-point lead to overcome over 4 races. I don't think it's going to be possible. Oh, as he gets a slide there though, and I think it's pretty much safe to say that Richie does have damage at this point, because he is losing hand over fist. So not just Nicky, but Champ as well. I wonder if Richie's got worse damage than Champ. But in the meantime, Alex Talent's got himself ahead of Smoky Devil. Smoky Devil's dropped off of that battle a little bit. Down in 9th place, he's had an absolute nightmare.
The gap ahead is now 1.4 seconds.
No mandatory pit stop in the sprint race, so it really does kill your race if you do end up having to come in and incur some damage repairs. It pretty much messes the whole situation up for you in every way possible. But we've got Richie still leading the moment by just over 5 seconds to Nicky. We've lost the driver from the race. Lilo King's retired here on lap 2.
We think P6 has gone off in. What's your curse?
He's obviously throwing in the towel here relatively early on. Hopefully you'll join us for the feature race though. Coming up after this, that'll be a little bit longer. It'll be a 6-lap race with a mandatory pit stop, that one will. But Nicky there running in second place, still keeping Champ behind him. Champ's going to try and get the cut back out of the last corner, but Nicky gets a beautiful exit there and leaves into dead coming out onto the start.
P3, 2 laps left. Come on, you're looking good for a podium.
Pulled it back together again over the course of the last
Moving
five.
the brake bias
He was the
forward.
quickest man last time round.
Car
He was 2
wants to
seconds
move
quicker
around.
than Richie. He was quicker than Champ, obviously, with Champ having that big moment with Richie. But I don't know, with Richie and Champ incurring damage, maybe Nicky really senses an opportunity here, potentially. Nicky could sense a possible win here in these LMP2s, and I don't believe Nicky. See, I've had this moment before. I've got a little bit of deja vu here. You know, when you just like, you think of a situation where you think, oh, I've been here before, I've seen this before. I remember like having this conversation with somebody one time, and Nicky was in a similar position. I remember saying, I don't think he's won a race. I know he's had multiple podiums, but I think he might have won a race in Formula Renault, and that might have been why the topic came up. I'm just trying to remember how the topic came up in the first place, because I remember we've had this topic before, but I can't remember if Nicky's won a race here, Motive. But the moment's keeping the gap about 6 seconds. Richie has kind of stopped the rot though, and has now got himself back together again. Champ with heavy damage is on the back of Nicky, but Champ's a ticking time bomb with that car. That could give way at any second with the amount of damage. 26 suspension damage. That's
Oh, it's trying to do that at every corner, and I'm having to catch it, so, yeah.
Yeah, it's Champ on the team radio. They're saying he's having to be very conscious of everything that's going on. He's not able to drive the car naturally or anything. He's having to constantly correct it and make adjustments in the cockpit, which is what any racing driver will know is not what you want to be doing when you're driving. You want to be able to just
Left side, clear on the left.
Anything, but we see Champ there getting a good run out of the second.
Come on, Champ. Nicely done.
Couldn't make it too difficult for him. Honestly, let him go there. Looked like he might have let off a little bit out of the corner, but Champ now up into second place as a result. Richie though still leads the race. The gap's 8 seconds at the moment between Richie and Champ. Both of these two have got damage, but I'm not sure what the nature of Richie's damage is. We know that Champ has got 20.
You're pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 1.6 seconds.
So it's definitely not the situation that Champ would have ideally envisaged when he went to bed last night, thinking about how he was going to take this LMP2 crown with a round to spare. But nonetheless, we've got just over a lap left to go here at Le Mans for the sprint race. The feature race will be coming up after this as well. Got a couple of comments coming on the YouTube stream here. We got Leon Blanc says, hello, welcome along Leon, good to welcome you along to the Motive channel. Never seen you in the comments, but good to see you. We've got Sebas Navas there, that's Sebas2112 in the Discord server. Regular race.
The gap to Richie ahead is increasing. It's now 9.5 seconds.
It's not what you want to hear.
Hey, Gustana. Hey, drivers put in Spanish in my keyboard. Yeah, obviously Sebas is a Spaniard, so it makes sense that autocorrect did correct his.
Your tyres are cold, watch out.
Comment section. We've got Shifting Gears says, come on, Nicky. Nicky currently running in a podium spot at the moment. Shifting Gears is doing a good job. X Mark's put himself into 4th place. JM Bull there dropping back into the clutches as CMC ever so slightly as we're coming towards the business end of the race. So Richie and Champ came together in the early stages of the race, and they've both got a bit of damage on the cars. Are they going to be able to get it around cleanly for this final lap? We know that Champ's been saying to us on team radio that he's got some pretty hefty damage.
Fastest lap for Richie, 3:34.5.
Gains over the course of this lap, but I think he might be too little too late. Keep an eye on the lap times here.
Okay, Champ, one more to go. Keep it together, we'll be on the podium. P2, we think you'll be out of fuel on the next lap.
Behind Nicky though, so that will be a factor in why Richie was quicker on the previous lap. But I reckon Richie's got enough of a buffer now to bring this one home. I can't see Champ.
The stewards have warned us for cutting the track. Keep it between the white lines.
We've got Nicky there running in a final podium spot. A really great job here from Nicky. X-Mark there. I'm in 4th, about 4 seconds behind Nicky. You've got James Gould there in 5th. He's coming up towards turn 1 at the moment. CMC in the background trying to creep into this battle with JM Gould. But JM Gould is a little bit quicker on the previous lap, so that will obviously serve well for JM Gould in that little scrap there. Stage GT running in P7.
The gap to Richie in front is now 9.3.
In 9th place, we obviously lost Elo King early on, as well as Ricky P. Both of those two retiring from the session. Ricky P didn't even start the race. But at the moment, Richie leads the race and he's pulling out the gap to Champ. Champ with heavy damage. I think he's got a bit more damage than Richie has, and that's allowing Richie to pull out the gap to him. But it looks very much like Richie's going to close the gap a little bit in the championship. The gap's still going to be pretty much unassailable, but I've got to say, it'll be a definite confidence boost for Richie if he can stay where he is at this point. As far as the championship standings, I know the gap between the top two. I don't know the rest. I've just calculated it very quickly before we started. I've got a pen and paper out and just jotted it all down and worked it out. The gap between the championship contenders, Richie, or who's leading the championship ahead of Richie, it's 50 points coming into this as it stands. Coming away from here, it would be 51 points because Richie's got the fastest lap plus the lead. So the gap would come down by a little bit, and potentially we could be seeing the championship roll over to either side of next week. But Richie here coming through the final 3 corners.
The gap to Richie ahead is now 10 seconds.
You know, can't knock him for the job that he's done so far tonight. Got a perfect start off of the line and was able to put the pressure on Champ straight away. Champ threw the kitchen sink here over the course of the rest of the first lap and the beginning of the second lap. Was all over him and looked to have made a move, a very late move. There was a bit of a lunge down the inside of Richie, and in the end they both made contact on the exit of the corner. To me it looked like a bit of a racing incident. That was my initial impression. Maybe the onboards could tell a different story, but to me I would say there was nothing doing in that instance. But Richie currently got 18-second lead over Champ at the moment. Champ's picked up a penalty, not that that's going to make a whole lot of difference to the results, but here comes Richie in towards the final few corners of the lap. Richie standing on the verge of becoming the GTE champion here at Motive as well. He's more than likely going to wrap that up tomorrow night at Sugo.
You've got cold front tyres. The gap behind is now 6.6 seconds.
Long shot of winning this LMP2's. Champ pretty much got it in the bag, but Richie's going to keep it going for as long as he possibly can. Out of the final corner, out to the start finish straight. Richie 95 takes the checkered flag and is your winner for the sprint race here at Le Mans. A little flash of the lights there, nothing too major, no theatrics, just a little on and off switch there on those little LEDs there on that car. But Champ's coming in towards the final few corners now. I was a little bit wide there for the penultimate chicane and cuts the inside of the last one just to boot a little bit, and up towards the line he comes. So
nice one, Champ. Great drive. That's a podium.
To Richie tonight. Nicky is going to come around the final corner. It's going to be a podium finish here for Nicky as the Team Products boys. Bit of a formation finish as they come over the line, and Nicky there slowing it right down as he finishes the race and flash the lights there from Xmart. P3 for Nicky, P4 for Xmart. JM Gruhl is going to come over to take a 5th place here in this race. A flash the lights there from him. CMC comes over in P6, followed by Stage GT, who's going to come round the final couple of corners here, and it's going to be a 7th place finish here for Stage GT. Not a bad result for him. I'm sure he'll get a little bit of experience in from this sprint race and will improve a little bit coming into the feature. Up towards, oh no, he's lost it coming out of the last corner there. Stage GT all over the gap as he is now reversing over the line.
This is stupid. This is
brilliant stuff there.
Stupid.
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 P7.
That's what
Alex
this is.
He's going to come around here and he's just got the final 2 chicanes left to go. And it's going to be an 8th place finish here for Alex Talon on his Motive Racing debut. Great to see him out on the track, and I'm sure that this
So Richie is, I mean, if he gets in my way again, I will not hesitate to run him over.
LMP2. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can get up to in the feature races. He comes up towards the line and he finishes the race there in 8th
If
place.
there's one thing I've learned from watching Moon Car, it's that if you have grief with someone, don't hesitate to take it out on them.
Pushing all the way to the flag. Hopefully the feature race will be a little bit more exciting for you, mate. But that's that then for the sprint race here. We're going to have a feature race coming up after this, a mandatory pit stop, 10-minute qualifying session to proceed. Don't go anywhere, guys. If you are watching this live, then please drop a like on the video. If you're one of the drivers watching this back, hopefully you've enjoyed watching this back, and stay tuned for the next part of the story.
Oh, I will serve the crime for that's for sure. Yeah, this game is stupid for that. Why will it not let me change gears when I'm in reverse and moving? God knows why. That was a nice J-turn. But... nope.
That's 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes.
Seems the track limit at the second final chicane is in for the triggering it.
think that's always been a problem, but first time I've noticed it personally.
Two minutes to go, 2 minutes. Your sector 2 time is quick.
Car right. Clear to the right.
You're in pole. Very little fuel left. Sector 3 time is fast.
Here we go. Tires up to temperature, up to pressure for one. Yeah, but then they cool down.
6 laps. Be ready. Watch for the lights.
Actually, wait, hold on a minute. 10% and it just like barely damaged it. I wonder. I'm gonna do that then. And I'm gonna do it. 6. It's okay. My inventory install. And is it just me, or is the grid kind of,
Here we are then, ladies and gentlemen. We are moments away from the start of the feature race of the evening, the second race of the night. And this one, pretty eventful night so far. We saw the two main championship protagonists, Champ and Richie, having a collision. Ended up with Richie having quite a commanding lead, which he then turned into a win. But Champ looking very strong in the second qualifying session. The two championship contenders once again occupying the front row of the grid. As here we are then, the engine revs rise as we are about to go racing here at Le Mans. Can Richie keep it going for another week, or is Champ going to wrap it up here in this feature race?
Floor it, green, green, green.
Lights out, here we go. It's a great start from Richie. Gets to jump straight away, just like he did in the sprint race. Champ tucks in and is going to try and hold off the charge from JM Grimm and Stage GT. He's going to run. Oh no, Stage GT and JM Grimm come together there on the run up towards turn 1 with 3 wide in the background there as Nicky squeezes through ahead of CMC and Smokey Devil. Lilo King getting ahead of Smokey as Smokey crawls over the gravel there.
On your right.
This is out to CMC and Lilo King.
Still there.
In the background there is on the back of Smokey Devil.
Clear right.
Stage GT competes in classification. X-Mart up into 3rd place. Great start from X-Mart. And Richie has a standard lead over Champ at the moment. These two coming through the corner where they came together in the first race. They're currently 1 and 2 at the minute. No dramas so far. But it's Richie and Champ from X-Mart, then Nicky, then CMC, Lilo King in 6th place, then Smokey Devil, JM Gruhl, Fabio in 9th, and Stage GT rounding out the field in P10 at the moment. but Richie currently leading us up towards the chicane for the first time. Champ's got a great run here coming up towards the corner though. He's going to get that toe, he's going to try and use that distributor to his advantage, but it looks like Richie's got to lower downforce setup, which is kind of just preventing Champ from being able to utilise that toe fully to his advantage. He's having a little look to the inside. Can he use that extra downforce and go later on the brakes and maybe throw one down the inside? No, he can't, not for now. Richie holding on, but Richie deep into the second part of the corner. That could maybe give him an opportunity. No, once again, Richie's got it dialed there, coming out of the chicane, and he holds on to that lead. So Richie ahead of Champ, ahead of X-Mart, ahead of Nicky, ahead of CMC, who's got ahead himself, ahead of Lilo King, up into 5th place. James Gould there running in 7th place, ahead of Smoky Devil. Stage GT has got ahead of Fabio up into 9th place. Fabio's trying to come back in on the exit of the first chicane. But Richie and Champ absolutely tied at the hip at the moment coming into the second chicane. Champ looking down the inside. He's going to go for a big move here. And Richie's going to try holding it on the outside once again there. Richie closing the door. Champ's learned his lesson from the first race. Knows that he doesn't want to go for any rash or late manoeuvres there and risk it all here in the early stages of this feature race. A 6-lap race, and it's a mandatory pits to win this one, for plenty more room for error and for dramas over the course of this one. X-Mart there in the background running in 3rd place. Has got about a second back to Nicky in 4th. Then you've got CMC, JM Gould, Stage GT, Smoky Devil, Fabio. We've lost a driver from the race. And that is...
Your chair, I don't like it. I don't like it.
So retired from the race there on lap 1. Richie though leading the race by just under half a second ahead of Champ. These two pretty much nose to tail. Champ looking for any way possible that he can get himself up into the lead of the race. But it's been a very much nip and tuck between these boys. Richie obviously got the jump off of the line, managed to get himself into P1. Champ's not let up since then though. X-Mart in the background there with Nicky in close contention, just about a second separating those two team Prolapse teammates there in this battle for the final podium spot. They've got CMC a little bit over the course of this lap, but CMC I wouldn't say is out of that battle for 3rd place. He could still be a bit of a contender in that fight. We've got James Gould in 6th, a little way off at the back of those 3, and Stage GT, Smokey and Fabio batting it out over the My Racing. Oh no! Oh, Smokey loses it there and runs into Fabio. Fabio's not going to be too happy with that one. Bit of an incident there as Smokey got onto the panel. Fabio continues on his way. It doesn't look like he's got too much damage. But Smokey Devil having an absolute horror show there. In the meantime, let's go back to the lead because we've got Richie still holding on, but Champ looking around the outside onto the grass a little bit there, crawling over that curb. And that's prevented him a little bit from being able to really put that pressure on Richie in towards the final sector of the lap here. They got the double chicane to come here in this at the end of this first lap. Obviously the mandatory pit window is any time, so you can come in and make your pit stop at any point throughout the race. There's no limit.
On your right, clear right, you're clear.
The inside of Richie lets him go. That was too easy there from Richie. Just waved Champ by and into the lead Champ goes. Wow, was not expecting that. But Champ now leads the race ahead of Richie at the end of lap 1. We've got X-Mart there running in the final podium spot ahead of Nicky. He's 3 seconds clear. Nicky running in 4th place. There's CMC in P5, followed by JM Gould, who's crossing over the line there to start lap 2 in 6th place. Stage GT a long way behind. Has got Fabio behind him in tow, and Smoky Devil now running in 9th place. Has not been the race that Smoky Devil would have wanted, desired or hoped for in any way, shape or form. Champ though leading ahead of Richie at the moment. These two pretty close out the front. X-Mart running in 3rd place, just under 4 seconds off of the race lead of Champ. You've got Nicky there in 4th place. CMC further 3 seconds back in 5th place. Scott JM Gould in hot pursuit here.
The gap to Richie behind is increasing. It's now 1.5 seconds.
Champ and Richie came together on the previous lap. This time around, Champ's now got a healthy lead over Richie. And all things being well for Champ, he should be able to stamp home this advantage and take home the win. If it stays as it is right now, he would extend his championship gap to 57 points, which is what it was at the start of tonight. So it'd be pretty much like just keeping it as it is. If no points gained by Richie would be a good night for Champ, and he'd stand very much on the verge of taking the LMP2 title the next time of asking. Anything can happen. It's still very, very early doors yet. But CMC is currently pretty close to the back of JM Gould right now. He's in the slipstream here as they're coming down the second part of the long straight out of the second chicane down towards Mulsanne. Is he going to be close enough to make anything happen here? It looks like he might be a little bit too far back at the moment.
Oh, come on.
Coming towards the second chicane now, CMC having a little look, but yeah, tucks in for the time being. No dice there. Champ's already pulled out a 1.7 second gap to Richie at the moment. Looks like Champ's really on form tonight. He's absolutely killing it here in this feature race, looking to try and make up for that disaster that he had in the sprint race. As we see Stage GT and Smoky Devil both in the pits at the end of their first laps. Took them an age to get around that first lap. looked like they had some pretty serious damage on those cars. But we've got CMC currently on the back of JM Cool right now as they're coming up towards the end of the straight. At the moment, CMC taking a very wide line through there. He would have got track limits warning for that, but he's trying to get the run here, trying to get the switch back on JM Cool if he can.
The gap to Richie behind is now 2.3 seconds.
JM Cool, can he get anything done here? That was another one because I didn't deal with the first one properly. But CMC currently pretty close on the back here, having a little feint to the inside, trying to distract JM Cool of the mirrors if he can, trying to put him under a little bit of pressure, trying to make him start questioning himself and thinking twice about what he's doing. As we see there, JM Cool hobbling over the curve a little bit, coming to that part of the track. We've got a retirement from the race. We've lost Fabio. Fabio's retired here midway through lap 2. What a shame there. Obviously Fabio had to undergo some major damage repairs in the early stages, which kind of just tailed his chances of having any say in this race, which is obviously a massive shame there for him. But we've got CMC still on the back of JM Cool at the moment. Champs gap Richie by a little bit, 3.6 separating the top two at this point in this still relatively early stages of the race into the first third. We've had a couple of drivers coming in for the mandatory pit stops over the course of this race so far. Stage GT and Smoky Devil have both been in and undergone pit stops. And Champ, horrible run there through the final part of the lap there from Champ. And that will give Richie a bit of impetus there. Champ got all sorts of out of shape coming through that last part of the lap there. And we didn't really get to see how much Richie gained there because Richie came into the pits as it was happening. So we'll find out once Champ comes into the pits as to whether or not that cost him quite a serious amount of time there, because he could have really lost a bit of time there in that instance. Hopefully he has some, hopefully he gets away with that one, but nonetheless he's only got 8 seconds of a gap at the moment to Exmart. Exmart's got a further 3.5 seconds back to Nicky at the moment. JM Cool there's 15 seconds off in the lead. He's currently 3 seconds off of a podium spot in the shape of Nicky, but once Richie is obviously emerges, once these guys have made their mandatory pit stops, we expect that Richie will
slow down, go away.
He might even be in the lead of the race after Champ mistake coming into the final corner. But Exmart keeping himself in there, Nicky not no slouch in his LMP2s either. And I'm sure that those guys are going to have a pretty prominent position in the championship. I reckon that Nicky probably could be on for a bronze medal in this series, I don't know, I haven't done championship standings for a couple of weeks. I need to get that done before the final round of the season. But I reckon that Nicky could very much be on for a P3 in the championship, which would obviously be great for Team Pilot Ups. They're a great bunch of guys and they are good presence to have around the Discord as well. And Nicky's obviously got quite a few guys in that group.
Your front tyres are cold.
Civic raced in the touring cars last night, raced in the LMP2s last week as well. Big shout out to all those guys. BT Tiger, obviously a former champion of the GT3s here at Motive as well. And X-File, former champion of the touring cars, raced in the touring cars last night at Brands Hatch as well.
The gap behind is now 8.0.
He's really gained over the course of this lap. He's starting to get the hammer down ever so slightly. But Champ's got some formidable pace around this track. It would take some doing, especially from 8 seconds back, to draw level with Champ and put pressure on him for this win. Richie currently 24 seconds off of the race lead, having been in for his pit stop. We know that Champ made that big mistake coming through the final part of the lap on the previous lap. And I just hope and pray that doesn't cost him here in this one, because obviously it was just a little lapse of concentration, a minor indiscretion, and unfortunately, that's the way things go sometimes. But he's had some extreme pace around this track, and I just hope that doesn't cost him in this race. But Richie would be deserving of the win as well. So in a way, it kind of balances itself out. I just hope that it's a good, exciting race between this pair. Who knows? They might come out pretty much together. Once the Champ comes in before his pit stop, we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out. But at the moment, Champ's got just under 10 seconds of a lead over Exmart. Exmart's got a further 4 seconds back to Nicky, running in 3rd place. JM got a further 5 seconds off of the back of Nicky, running in 4th. He's got about 8 seconds back to Richie, who's, as we said before, has already been to the pits to make his mandatory pit stop. So he's got that done and out of the way. He doesn't have to worry, he doesn't have to stress, he doesn't have to get sleepless nights and worry himself sick about it, because he's got it done and out of the way. So clean slate, all good, all's well that ends well. But Champ at the moment leading this race by just about 11 seconds over Exmart at this point, and Nicky keeping the gap at around 4 or 5 seconds to Exmart at this point. Champ has obviously got a penalty, but I don't think it's going to be enough of a penalty to drop him down the order in any way, shape or form. He's coming down towards the end of lap 3 here, about halfway in this race. Is he going to come in and make his mandatory pit stop at the end of this lap? Let's wait and see. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Last minute switcheroo there from Champ. Thought about it, then thought again, and out he stays for the time being.
Alright Champ, half distance. We estimate 3 laps of fuel remaining. That lap was at 3:36.1 seconds. Your brake temperatures look good.
In the race, we've got Nicky coming into the pits now, midway through the race, and very nice to see him there following the exact trajectory required by the pit lane, so keeping it very much within the rules and regulations and track limits, as is JM Gould, to be fair, and that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see everybody falling in line and adhering to the rules and regulations and the standards set by the FIA and by motorsport governing bodies alike, so great job from those guys. Champ in the meantime still leads the race by just about 12 seconds ahead of X-Mart, so Champ's currently doing the business.
The gap behind has increased to 13 seconds.
Could potentially, after the other race, once Champ comes in, it's going to be very close between these two once all is said and done. Let's figure out what's to come. We've got Nicky and JM Gould and CMC all in the pits at the moment. Let's see what they do in their pit stops. We've got Nicky off and on his way once again on the exit of the pit lane. JM Gould following suit there. You see him just coming out of the pit lane now. There is CMC, which is coming also in. He's still sat in the pit box at this particular point, so he hasn't been released just yet. And looks like he's being held in there for quite a long time, to be fair. It looks like his pit crew are really messing him about a little bit. So yeah, he's definitely going to be probably regretting not coming in earlier on. But look at that. I mean, that's a pretty lengthy pit stop there for CMC. In the meantime, Champ leads the race by 15 seconds ahead of X-Mart. X-Mart's dropping off consistently off the back of the Champ at the moment. Richie obviously now in third place, with Nicky having been in and made his mandatory pit stop. I'm expecting that X-Mart will probably come out ahead of Nicky. Nicky did have quite a long stop there, so that will obviously cost him a bit of time once we get to the end of the race. We've got CMC still in the pits and he's still in the pit box. Oh no, what is going on there with CMC? He's finally gone. So obviously some major damage repairs there for CMC. He's off and on his way once again, and that could not have gone much worse there for CMC, as he is now off and on his way and released back into the track again. But it's Champ leading the way and looking to try and get the overcut on Richie. The gap 28 seconds, it was about 24, 25 seconds immediately in the aftermath of Richie having made his pit stop. So it's looking very much like Champ could be on for a win here. He's got that gap, he's got the ascendancy, he's got the pace, and he's taken both pole positions tonight and was unlucky not to take the first win down to having major damage.
The gap behind is now 17 seconds.
So Champ looking like he's trying to make amends and very much bounce back from that disappointment of the first race, and he'll bring that gap back up a little bit to Richie. But if Richie comes home in second place, then the championship will roll over to the final round of the season. As Richie there coming through the final part of the lap at the moment. Champ is coming through the final part of the lap. Does he pit this time around? Does he bring it into the pits at the fourth time of asking, or does he extend it a little bit? Does he keep it going and try and outrun the pit stop window here? So here he comes in towards the final few corners of the fourth lap of this feature race here at Motive for the LMP2s and Project Cars 2 on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. I didn't fall for that one, Champ. I didn't believe for a second you were coming in there. Stays out for one more lap.
That wasn't even an attempt at
Come on, Champ. 2 laps left. You're P1. You're leading. 2 laps of fuel remaining. Fastest lap.
That's a very, very deceiving line there from you, Champ, to be fair. I'm surprised you're not getting a track limits warning for that one. Very much using the gauge.
2 wheels over the white line. That's fine.
I don't know. It looked like four off the track to me, but hey, maybe maybe I'm just a bit. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe that's why I couldn't keep track of what was going on in front of me. But we've got X-Mart running in second place still. He's got 8 seconds back to Richie. Obviously, X-Mart does need to come in and get a pit stop done before we get to the end of this. So yeah, he still does. Yeah, I am right. I'm not talking rubbish. X-Mart still needs to come in. Obviously, he will come out probably a little way ahead of Nicky once he does. Richie's already beaten the gap between Champ and Richie 29 seconds. So that will be the battle that we're all going to be watching out for on the final lap of the race. Obviously, we're on the penultimate lap here at Le Mans, and Champ and X-Mart, the top 2, still had to come in. If you're just joining us here on the Motive channel, big warm welcome. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe, and we're about to see who's going to be the winner of this feature race. It's really between Champ and Richie. Yeah. Pit stop at Le Mans around 27-28 seconds. The gap between Champ and Richie about 30 seconds. If Champ has a slow stop, if he gets held in the box for a little bit longer than maybe he would have ideally envisaged, then you could potentially be seeing a Richie victory here in this feature race. And if Richie does do that, it would be the double for tonight. He did win the sprint race earlier on in controversial circumstances with that little tangle that he had with Champ coming through the first few corners on lap 2 of the sprint race. But at the moment, Champ very much looking like he's got this one. Just needs to keep it calm and stay composed for the remainder of this race. A lap and a quarter left to go here at Le Mans for the LMP2s here at Motive. Round 10 of 11, race 19 of 21. We'll have 2 more races for the final round, which will be at, let's just have a little look.
Daytona, isn't it?
We've already raced there this season. You sure?
No, we've not raced at Daytona.
Oh yeah, it's Daytona. Yeah, you're right. At Daytona Road Course. Ooh. Hey. Well, that's going to be an exciting one. It's on the anniversary of the Splash and Dash as well. That was a bit of a controversial night. That one. Actually,
Oh, you have got to be kidding. Is it actually on the anniversary?
It's 1 day short. Same weekend, Saturday. 1 day short. Yeah, that was a very controversial night. About, well, 51 weeks ago, just shy of a year ago, that night, Splash and Dash, Champ and Ben Parker had their little scuffle towards the end of the race. But enough said of that. What's said and done.
Cold tyres all round.
Ultimately, let's move on, put that behind us. You know, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be a little bitch ass about that. I'm not going to cry and whinge and complain that he technically got 200 quid off of us, because, you know, that's life, isn't it? But at the moment, it's got 25 seconds of a gap right now over X-Mart. It's coming to the final few corners of the lap. About to come in and make his pit stop here towards the end of this feature race. Let's see as he slows it down and into the pit lane he comes. Just cuts the inside of that pit entry a little bit. Oh, no,
Look out for the pit speed limit.
But he's on his way into the pits as a result anyway. X-Mark currently running in second place.
Come on, Champ. Last lap. Keep your shit together. You're not home yet. You've only got enough fuel for this lap. You're locking your left front into first forward chicane.
Champ get a quick pit stop. Looks to me to be pretty good. I actually jumped on him as he was in the pit box. So
5.6.
Oh, bog standard pit stop there from Champ, letting us know on the team radio there. It was a 5.6 second stop, and Richie is pretty close. This is going to be tight. Champ's not off the limiter yet.
There's traffic behind. Your front tyres are cold.
This is going to be very tight. Oh, here comes Richie. Champ's just about going to hold on. He's going to have cold tyres for the next few corners though, and Richie is right on him here. Wow, we couldn't have asked for a more exciting final lap of this race here for the feature race. Champ on the verge of extending his championship gap to quite a big margin here in this LMP2 league here at Motive. If he wins this race, it'll be a 57-point lead going into the final round of the season.
Looks like P3's gone off in Dunlop curve.
1.5 now the gap. He's already pulled out a little bit to Richie since
The gap to Richie behind is now 1.9 seconds.
He left it to the last minute to get that pit stop done, and looks like he's going to get the reward. He's going to be able to take the win here in this feature race. What a result it will be for Champ if he's able to stamp home this advantage and stand on the top step here at Le Mans. And it will be definitely a little bit of a recovery after the first race, where it obviously all went horribly wrong due to that collision with Richie on the second lap of the race. He's just got a little bit of this race left to go now as Champ, and he will be the race winner for the feature race. Richie's currently got 2 seconds to overhaul. I don't know if he's got anything left in the tank to throw at him. If he has, he's got to do it now. It's now or never time for Richie, but I don't think he's going to have an answer to Champ. Champ's simply got too much of a gap now. Champ's been the fastest driver out on track tonight. He's been the one who they've all been trying to come for over the course of this one. He's had the advantage over just about every other driver on track, and I think it's going to be his night here. As you see there, every time they come out of the corners, every time they come through the chicanes, the gap's going up a bit. Richie's got the speed down the straights, but then through the corners, Champ is absolutely nailed to the track, and Richie's got no answer for him through the faster corners or the medium to high speed corners. It's coming now towards the end of the straight. Literally half a lap left to go here in this race. Champ keeping 2 wheels over in the white lines there, although it wasn't there, to be fair. It was on the entry, but not on the exit. Richie a bit wide on the exit though, and Champ able to pull away ever so slightly onto this part of the track. Champ's got 5 litres of fuel and he's got enough to make it to the end. Richie's got 7. He's got more than enough. X-Mark's got 16 litres. He's definitely fuel for the trip home as well. We've got Nicky there, who's got 12 litres of fuel in the tank. JM McCall's got enough 8 litres in the tank.
The gap to Richie behind is now 2.7.
Wherever he comes from with that one. And Smoky Devil. Oh, Smoky's out of fuel! Oh my goodness, you couldn't write it! Smoky Devil has run out of fuel here on the final lap of the race. He's parked up by the side of the track, and that is such a shame there, obviously, for him. As Champ is leading here ahead of Richie at the moment, 2.5 seconds separating the
Yellow
two
flag,
championship
caution.
contenders. Champ lost a few points.
When we exit the pits, we'll be in P2, right in front of P3. Looks like a bit of a way out on your left front.
They're in second place. The gap pretty close between these two. They've been pretty evenly matched here at Le Mans, but Champ has just had that little bit of an edge over Richie over the course of this evening. Champ always takes a win or two here at Le Mans. This time it's only one of the 2 races he's going to stand on the top step in, but nonetheless, a fantastic performance here from Champ tonight. The gap, as I said before, is going to be 57 points going into the final round of the season at Daytona Road Course for all these LMP2s here at Moto2 on Project Cars 2 on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Literally this left, right, and then a start finish to go. Champ is coming up towards the line. He takes the checkered flag here for round 10 feature race here.
Well done, mate. You made them all look silly today.
As he flies off into the sky and lands on all fours. Fantastic stuff there. You couldn't have asked for a more exciting end to that race. Champ takes the win ahead of Richie in second place. You left us guessing all the way for the last lap. In the end, it was pretty close between the two of them. Only 3 seconds separating them over the line. X-Mark and lands on all fours. Fantastic stuff there. Towards the final few corners of this race. Third place for X-Mark. Team Product's going to be pretty happy with that podium finish here for our former touring car champion. A flash of lights from X-Mark as he comes up towards the line and slows it right down there as he finishes the race. Third place for X-Mark. Nicky's going to come over to take our P4 here in this one. A flash of lights from Nicky. Good spirit as always. James Bull, 5th place there for him. Stage GT will finish a long way behind here in 6th place as he's done a good job sticking with it. He hasn't got fed up or thrown in the towel. He's kept on going and ultimately will get a P6 as a result here in this race.
That race
Devil
was
obviously retired from the race due to running out of fuel a little way from the end. But Stage GT got a few corners left to go. I have to wrap this up and I'm going to have to shoot off now because I've got to go and pick up the keys from my work. So unfortunately for the morning. So thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully the drivers enjoyed watching this back. I'm literally going to have to ping out of the lobby right now because I've got to race up there and get there before 10:05. So I will see you all in the next one.
My God. Well, okay, that ends this then. We're still waiting on people finishing, but yeah, no, they was pretty crap. Yeah, no, I don't know what the hell to say about that. The inquiry will be filed, but you know. I will save the replay. Thank you very much. I need PlayStation. Well, I could put fucking data caps on. Okay, next week's the finale. All I have to do is finish the first race, and I should have won. But, you know. Should have won it today. Probably, most likely. Richie is lucky he didn't get turned and put in the wall at some point in the race. And even in the sprint, he's lucky that when he decided to just take me out, that he got away with it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 550. If he get okay, if he gets a 15-point penalty for the crash, I win. But yeah, I'm done. I can debrief this all day. Like I can go forever. But I'm done because I can't take this anymore. Oh, and not to mention Max Band. I did the Max Band 16 race at like 4 in the morning, this morning, and it didn't go well. It didn't go well for a lot of people, but it didn't go well for me. So today has not been a good day for racing, if you're me. But there's next week, there's next season, there's whatever, so we will see. We will see next week what happens. But until then, I'm out.